Hello, teacher and classmates. This is my English presentation of dynamic, and the theme is a second law of Newton. Second law of Newton is originally a law states that the change of motion is directly proportional to the motive force impressed and occurs along the straight line along which that force is impressed. Newton's second law or fundamental principle of dynamics is called the second of the theoretical postulates made by the British scientist Sir Isaac Newton, based on previous studies by Galileo Galilei and René Descartes. As we discussed before, that idea of Newton's second law is that it means that the acceleration that a given body expresses is proportional to the force that is impressed on it, which may or may not be constant. The essence of what is imposed by this second law has to do with the understanding that force is the cause of the change of moment and speed. Application of Newton's second law. Among the possible application of Newton's second law, the following can be lighted. Free fall is a movement observed when an object is dropped from a certain height above the Earth's surface, in which this is the only force of the object considered is its own weight. Simple pendulum is a force diagram. Is a particle of mass suspended from point O by an insectable instead of length in a negligible mass. Is the particle moved to a position angle that treated makes with vertical, and this is released. The pendulum begins to oscillate. The pendulum describes a circular path on arc of a circle of radius. The forces acting on the particle of mass m are 2, the weight and the tension T of the thread. Formulas of Newton's second law, hence the acceleration of an object can be calculated. Is the net force applied on the body. It means that if the force exerted on an object is doubled, so will its acceleration, while if the mass of project is doubled, its deceleration will be halved. Um, Experiments of Newton's second law. A simple experiment to perform that the test Newton's second law involves nothing more than but several balls. The latter must be supported and immobile on a podium and will be hit with the bat with the same amount of force. The balls will be classified by approximate weight to note how the same force exerted results in a greater or lesser acceleration depending on the mass of each ball. Another possible experiment involves the same balls of different mass, which this time will be dropped in a straight line, free fall in such a way that only gravity acts on them. Since the latter is a constant force, the difference in mass is the only criterion for some to reach a higher acceleration and thereof hit the ground first. Examples of Newton's second law. A simple example of the application in Newton's second law occurs when we push on a heavy object with the object at rest, that is with acceleration equal to 0. We can set the object in motion by exerting a force on it that overcomes inertia and gives it a certain acceleration. Acceleration. Another possible example is a car that accelerates in its march then thanks to the force that the engine imparts to it. The greater the force exerted by the work of the engine, the greater the speed the car will reach, that is, the greater the acceleration, a more massive car, for example a truck, will need more force to achieve the same acceleration than a lighter one. Thank you for watching, and see you later.